Hello everybody, this is Yan here once again, and it's Christmas. That means there's gotta be a video from me, and it's not a Yao Comics Island Pad video because I'm discontinuing that series, just in case you are wondering. But in any case, we have a toy review to go over, and we're gonna go over the Ultraman Gaia Kaiju Gan Q. Now, it's not like I actually went and bought this guy. I got this guy in a lot when I wanted to get some random ass figures to add to my collection. But in any case, this is Gan Q. He is here in my household, and I think I should take a look at him. Now, he did come with his tag. Number 5 of the new series, or the old series, as things go nowadays because this line is dead. Number 5, Kiju Gan Q Strange Beast Gan Q appears in Ultraman Gaia, featured in his version 2 form, Ultra Monster series. Nothing in the back, and there is your complete package right there. Taking a closer look at Gan Q, it's kind of easy to see why this figure is somewhat desirable, I guess, because the sculpt is actually quite intricate on this figure. Now, it is lacking a number of the eyeballs that were present on the actual suit, but compared to any of the recent incarnations of Gan Q, looking at you, Ultra Galaxy, Ultraman X, Ultraman Ginga S, and the 500 figures, or 500 figure that is. Yeah, this is pretty much the best Gan Q you can get out in the market at this point in time. All the little spikes are back there. The eyes on the antenna are there. The big red eye is there, and it has the nicest bit of iris paint job we had in years, even though it is off-center because Bandai QC, I guess. It's got the kind of eyelid kind of design with the veins in there, the tentacles for the arms, and the leg all look very much fine. On the foot it says Gan Q, and that's about it. Everything on the back was added on by me, including everything on the arms, because the arms were blank. And yeah, overall the sculpt is nowhere near the best, but I'd say it's pretty good. Zooming back out, we can check out the articulation of this figure, and it is pretty depressing versus every other figure we've seen thus far. If we take any regular humanoid figure like this Kamen Rider Double here, which was a Christmas present from last year, we have 2 points of articulation in the arms and 1 point in the torso. Unfortunately, Gan Q gets 2 out of those. 3. The arms rotate slightly, but since there's this big eyeball in the way, it's not going to go anywhere. And let's be realistic, what are you going to do with these arms anyway? The torso rotates for naught because it is a locked inner joint in there, so it clashes very heavily with the inner rings on the arms, and that means it's completely pointless. Also, not to mention that since the pieces are sprayed separately, there is overspray left over under the eyelid down here, so it does not bleed onto the lower body, which makes the entire figure look very disjointed. Let's get into some size comparisons, because we always need those, right? You know, it's not like these Bandai figures aren't made to scale to anything, right? Alright, in any case, let's try something that I got as a freebie a long time ago. Ultraman Mebius, Phoenix Brave, or Phoenix Infinity, or whatever the hell you want to call it, stupid Mebius form. Out of scale. These Ultra Heroes are always out of scale, you know, to hell with them. Let's try an Ultra Monster 500 figure, because, you know, screw the actual 500 Gan Q. Literally, it sucks. We can try Recubus. It looks good, I guess. There is not a lot of value in comparing 6 inches to Ultra Monster 500s. Ultra Hero 500s is on another problem, but there's also problems with that, which we will get to in a future video, where I make a big stink and rant endlessly about the new line. I hope you look forward to watching that. But let's try another new edition, Zeton 2. Yes, they made a Zeton 2! Oh my god! It looks okay. Nothing wrong with it. standard figure. Monster doesn't look bad. Again, there is no scale in this line because Bandai doesn't make their figures with scales at all. Super COV looks fine because there's no scale, and we bring up the Ultra Act. We can take a look at Gaia, and it's fairly awful. Gan Q is in no way a small kaiju, and Gaia, it's huge. But since this is an Ultra Act, squatting obviously works. So overall, this figure hits a really low ranking 3 out of 5 out of me because there is not a lot of value to it unless you really like Gan Q for whatever reason. Articulation is poor, paint job is decent, but continuity between the pieces are poor, sizing is poor, and it's overall a rather poor looking figure. That is, unless you custom paint it. If you custom paint it, then it becomes really good. So the sculpt is still quite good, but everything else is rather poor. So make your decisions on whether or not to pick them up. I would say pick them up for $10 to $15 with a tag, and depending on how much you want it for, anything below that without a tag, and based on condition as well. Because this is not necessarily a good figure. It's not something that's mandatory to have in any collection unless you're a fan of Ultimate Fighting Evolution 3, which means you have to have it in this collection now, don't you? But in any case, Gan Q is out there. It's plentiful. It's quite cheap usually. They made a lot of these, and that's about it. Alright, now see you guys.